Coming up next on Softball 360, swing into a new season. The same great softball with some new goals, and host Jennie Finch has the lineup. These are the world's greatest softball home run hitters. All summer long, they travel across North America, slugging it out to determine a world champion. We'll preview what to expect. Take an inside look at training camp for Team USA Women's National Team as the nation's best prepare for the 2017 season. What does it take to win a championship in softball? Review some of the great games and determine what it takes to win it all. Those stories and more on Softball 360, presented by USA Softball.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Softball 360. We're here to see the best of the best compete on the center stage. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Softball 360, presented by USA Softball. I'm your host, Jennie Finch, and I cannot wait to get started with another action-packed season. We have the same great game of softball, but we have new players showcasing new tournaments and a whole new goal for softball players across the globe, the 2020 Olympic Games. But first, let's take a look back at some of the action from 2016.
From the end springs a new beginning, and that rings true in the world of USA Softball. For many, Memorial Day means the unofficial start of summer and softball season. In Sacramento, a combo platter of softball and family fun await. The annual Memorial Day Softball Classic in Sacramento has become one of the great tournaments in America. One player on the mound has much more than an amazing rise ball to be thankful for. Meet McKenna Burns. You see, McKenna was mistakenly diagnosed with a brain tumor and endured rounds of chemotherapy. But true to form, the softball community rallied to support McKenna and her family in a painful and confusing time.
I like how everybody picks each other up.
For the USA men, it was War of the Worlds as the 12 best teams from around the globe gathered in Midland, Michigan to stake claim on the title of the WBSC World Championships. Plenty of great games, and the international spirit of softball was on display as Japan took home the top prize. Dateline, Marietta, Georgia, northwest of Atlanta, for the second annual USA JO Cup. A 62-team National Invitational Championship was on tap. Many of these young ladies are headed to a major college softball program, and it's easy to see why. This year, the USA JO Cup heads to Southern California in July. You are looking at the future of USA Softball, and perhaps a future Olympian. Some of America's best 18U and 16U met in Oklahoma City to continue the gold standard and tradition of softball excellence. The women's national team made all of USA proud on a road trip to Japan. Their courage and grit was on display as Team USA and the Japan All-Stars met for a 3-game series. One of the largest crowds ever to witness a softball game. 31,448 screaming fans packed the Tokyo Dome. If this is a preview of the 2020 Olympics, strap in, folks, because it's going to be extraordinary. It's been said that in the dust of defeat, as well as the laurels of victory, there is glory to be found if one has done his or her best. And the players, coaches, parents, and fans of USA Softball most certainly agree. Here's to 2017 and another super summer of softball.
There's so much to look forward to this season of softball, whether it be the World Cup of Softball, the NCAA Women's College World Series, or the Gold National Championships. For me, this was always my favorite time of year. All the hard work, all the preparation, it's go time, it's game mode, it's summer.
When Softball 360 returns, a trip to training camp as the USA Junior National Team gets ready. Who is the world's greatest softball home run hitter? We'll rewind, recap, and review some of the biggest hits from the Stadium Power Tour. Please stay tuned.
Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, is brought to you by Easton Sports. There is a difference, and the difference is Easton. By Monster, the highest performance softball bats on the planet. And by Worth Sports. Elevate your level of play with innovative high-performance equipment.
Welcome back to Softball 360, presented by USA Softball. All eyes were on Clearwater, Florida this January as the athletes vied for a spot of the 2017 USA National Team roster. Let's check in on the action at the Women's and Junior Women's National Team selection camps.
Dateline, Clearwater, Florida, the site of the USA Women's Junior National Selection Camp. More than 200 of the nation's best were invited for a chance to represent the Stars and Stripes.
We'll select at least 17 individuals and some alternates to represent Team USA in the 19 and under Junior Women's World Championship.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. A lot of these guys watched, Jennie Finch grow up and play in the Olympic Games, and so for them to have the opportunity, I know they're excited, and they're going to fight for it.
It will be the coaching staff's job once those individuals are chosen to be made and molded into a team. They are well-trained, well-schooled, and have done a great job, along with the parents, of helping them have opportunities to compete for Team USA.
The proving grounds for Team USA, the Eddie C. Moore Softball Complex. Modern, well-maintained, and perfect for selection camp.
The facilities are second to none. I mean, you can see that they take a lot of pride in their fields. They're well manicured, they look good, they put a lot of money and time and effort. We've had park people here the whole time that we've been here the last 3 days. They're looking and making sure that the fields are in great shape and well manicured for our athletes to play on.
Anytime you have USA across your chest, it's amazing. And I know these guys are super excited about the opportunity to come and try out and be a part of the junior national team. And so be able to watch these guys kind of do their thing is pretty fun and exciting. Things that we're looking for when we're evaluating talent, the arm strength, their speed, their angles, their attitude, are they a good teammate? So there's lots of things that we're really looking at.
As far as I'm concerned, I think what they're looking for is athletes, and athletes that can hit, run, field, throw, and be able to think during the abnormal situation of the softball event.
In July, Clearwater will become the focal point for softball, hosting the USA Gold 16U and 18U. There's plenty for families to do who make the trek for softball and a beach vacation.
The families that do come here in July, beyond the great weather, they'll get to enjoy TripAdvisor's #1 beach in the USA, Clearwater Beach. They'll have the opportunity to go see Winter the Dolphin at the Dolphin Tail. For the participants, them and their families, we'll be doing a beach reception. It'll give them a chance to when they're here, to go put their feet in the sand, walk around, enjoy the beach, have a keynote speaker with Michelle Smith. We want to make it about great softball and great field conditions and a great experience when they're here playing for the championships, but we want them to have a great time and see what we see in the beauty of Clearwater while they're here.
For more on the USA Gold and Clearwater, log on to usasoftball.com.
We'll be checking in on the junior women's national team all summer long as they prepare for the Junior World Championships in Clearwater this summer. And with less than 3 years away from the Tokyo 2020 Games, we could be watching some future Olympians.
From a 500-foot show bomb to a home run viewed by more than 500,000 fans. When Softball 360 returns, it's Stadium Power Tour time as the greatest sluggers get ready to get it on. And take a trip to Softball City. We're talking about Oklahoma City as we discover what it takes to win a national championship.
Welcome back to Softball 360, presented by USA Softball. I'm your host, Jennie Finch, your guide to all things softball. And now it's time to catch up with the world's greatest softball home run hitters as we bring you the latest news of the USA Softball Stadium Power Tour.
10 weekends. 10 opportunities to earn the title as the world's greatest softball home run hitter. Each slugger gets 15 pitches. Each homer is worth 1 point, except the last pitch, known as the money ball. It's worth 2 points and could be the tiebreaker. The USA Power Tour got rolling along the banks of the Ohio River at the home of the Cincinnati Reds. Hometown hero Brian Wegman, swinging for Team Easton, got the softball party started. But it wasn't long, and an old-fashioned home run derby was on. When the dust settled, Chris, the G-Man, Griner, was the king of the Queen City. Petco Park is a beauty of a ballpark and one of the favorite stops on the tour. Defending champ Denny Grand Slam Crine got to work quickly, reminding Padre fans how he earned the title. DC's 12 big points with his Mike and DC 41 earned a victory in round 3. Next stop, the Trop, Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Rays. A rare 4-way tie was busted wide open by Ryan "Thor" Harvey. Thor went big, 500 feet and rising, all the way to the American flag in deep center. Thor was also a big hit on social media, with more than 500,000 views and climbing. In round 6, the Sluggers took aim at Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins, and hit a bullseye. But Chris, the Crusher Larson, was quick to answer. And Brian Wegman went toe-to-toe. Till an upper deck show bomb put the Crusher on top. Team Monster got the wake-up call in Charlotte, part of a special home run derby at the Minor League All-Star Game. Ryan D-Train Dacko was on track, sending home runs all the way to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. At the home of the Cardinals in St. Louis, Travis the Blaster Clark put on a seminar in the art of the show bomb. 15 points for the Blaster, an almost perfect performance. At the regular season finale in Houston, the Sluggers squeezed the juice box. That's what Astro fans call Minute Maid Park. Once the smoke cleared, Ryan Harvey got busy with blast after blast. But Chris, the Crusher Larson, was quick to answer with 12 points and the victory.
Purposely, action, anytime.
After a summer of slugging softball across North America, the top 5 sluggers headed to Miami for the Power Tour Final. Mican's Kevin "Flip" Philby subbed for the injured Denny Crine, and Flip got to work quickly. Suddenly, Flipper is tied for the lead with 8 points. On the last swing of the season, Flip can win it all, and Mican's Kevin "Flip" Philby is the greatest softball home run hitter in the land. Here's the schedule for the 2017 USA Power Tour. Make plans now to see your home run heroes.
you know that this is the 15th year of the Stadium Power Tour? These Bombers will be hitting bombs all across the nation at different Major League Baseball parks, with the best of the best meeting up in the finals in Miami, Florida this September.
Still ahead, teamwork and hard work lead to this: great plays and a championship. Tag along to some of the USA Softball Championships after this brief timeout.
Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, is brought to you by Miken Sports, elite equipment for the elite player. Dudley, the official softball of the Stadium Power Tour. And by employee-owned Long Haul Trucking. We're looking for quality drivers. Log on to longhaultrucking.com.
Each year, thousands of teams compete to earn their way to a USA Softball National Championship. Who's going to be crowned a USA Softball National Champion this season? It's a daunting but rewarding challenge. All I can say is, game on.
When a national championship is on the line, you can expect players to bring their A game. At the 2016 Boys Slow Pitch National Championship in Canton, Ohio, the games went round the clock. Check out the reaction in a rare upset as a 14U team defeats a 16U team. Later, the 21U teams go head-to-head, toe-to-toe, to crown a champion. Oklahoma City is known as Softball City, and the Hall of Fame complex hosted the Slow Pitch National Championships.
If you're a softball fan, there's plenty to watch out here. All the fields are full. Matter of fact, there's so many good games going on, it's hard to pick which one to go watch as a fan.
The D games may be the fan favorite. Players we all can relate to, who love the game, teamwork, and the spirit of softball. When the dust settled, OTW Elite, all the way from California, took the championship. Happy? You bet. In the women's division, some great play all weekend. All Armed Forces, Smurfs, Chaos, Dolanado.
Yeah, all of us, if not most of us, have played fast pitch, so we all knew, that this is some place that you always want to end up. So coming here as slow pitch players and finally getting to have our moment is really exciting, and it's something that we'll always remember.
But for one team, it was an emotional series. Team Combat Derby girls, and they played accordingly.
Good job!
In the A division, ASP and T's 13 played in a championship game where effort, teamwork, and hustle played a big part. Time for the biggins, the USA Super A. The biggest and baddest teams. Let the slugfest begin.
I want them hitting home runs. We don't want to leave any on the board.
Perhaps it was their retro unis. Maybe the great plays on D. Or the extra helping of BBQ. But ONS Cattle Mr. D's took home the top prize.
Sweet defensive plays, outfield, infield, all-around team effort.
Congrats to all the teams. While talent may win a few games, it's teamwork that brings home a championship.
If you want to find out how your team can join the chase for a USA Softball National Championship, go to usasoftball.com. If you have a storyline idea, please reach out to us on Facebook, or if not, we're always live at usasoftball.com and softball360.com. And please check out jenniefinch.com if you want to meet me up for a camp or an appearance. I'd love to see you and meet you there. And like I always tell my campers, dream and believe.
Next week on Softball 360, meet the defending champs on the USA Power Tour as we profile the mighty men of Team Mikan. New bats, new sluggers, but the same power. And preview the USA Gold Series. Find out how your team can be a part of the gold standard. Those stories and more next week on Softball 360, presented by USA Softball.
Hi, I'm Kyle Pearson. I swing for Team Mikan. Best advice I would say given to me is stay humble. Whatever you do, stay humble. You're never bigger than the game. You're never bigger than life itself.